Welcome, welcome, welcome all. Welcome, guys, to my Love Island, USA, Season 5, Episode 26 recap. It's Casa Amor Fallout. And that's the only reason why I'm here. I normally take Mondays off, but I was like, hey, let's see what this Fallout is because I think it's going to be good. It was timid. It was timid. Pretty much what we thought was going to happen happened. Some good things, some like why we're here again. Um, Yesterday's episode is probably one of the best episodes of Love Island I think I've ever seen. Probably one of the best recoupling episodes ever. Um, I don't know. They might not never be able to match that one. I can count on my hands like some epic recouplings. Um, Justine and Caleb recoupling, that was good. Um, Cash walking in with Charlie, that was good. Uh, and this one, like, and season one didn't have Casa Amor, so um, yeah, like I don't even remember last season's recoupling, so that should tell you. And oh yeah, I think I remember a little bit of it. Anyway, but yesterday was like on both sides of the pond. UK and this one, absolutely epic. Absolutely epic. Charlene agrees. It was epic. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Charlene. Woo! I mean, coming off the high of that episode, I was hoping they could keep the momentum going. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad episode. So let's get into it. So the recoupling ends, and everybody kind of disperses. Hey, Prashay. Uh, and KK goes to stand up. Keenan's like, "Where are you going?" She's like, "I don't know, somewhere, not here." And he obviously didn't like that, of course. Um, and he basically, "Oh, don't you think we should talk? Don't you think we should have a conversation?" Hey, hey, TA, welcome. Um, and she's like, "Fine, we'll have the conversation now." And I'm not saying she shouldn't have had the conversation. I'm saying that the conversation meant nothing because he's just chatting shit. Like it was just actual shit that he was chatting. So he's like, "Oh, I just want you to know I was going to close things off before you went to Casa Amor. And then so many things happened. And I just felt like I had to give this girl a chance. And she's like, but you were cuddling in bed with her. Like, what part of that is like necessary? I slept outside on the day beds again. Can we discuss how KK slept outside on the day beds and did what she had to do? This is adding fuel to the fire. Why did he not follow Marco and Kenzo and at least the first night sleep on the day beds? Um, then he's kind of just waving it off. If you feel disrespected, I'm sorry. Um, are you going to leave me? And it's giving immaturity. It's giving insecurity. It's giving I should be able to do whatever I want to you, and you're supposed to just eat it. And KK's like, I just, at this point, you hurt me, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I can't forgive you right now. Oh, but I'm saying, like, I get it, you slipped outside, but we were open. We weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. And at this point, it's going around in a circle. And KK's like over it. Like, you don't get it. And I'm not going to sit here and try to get you to get it. And Hannah and Marco kind of meet her when she's about to hit the villa. And Hannah says Marco said that he slept in the bed every night. He didn't even think about sleeping on the day beds. It like Kenzo wasn't closed off. Kenzo wasn't in boyfriend or girlfriend. Why did they think about it but you couldn't? Because you knew that she was going to take whatever you give her. This was some sort of test you set up for KK. And it's ridiculous. So Keenan comes running after her. Oh, can we talk? And she's and Marka and Hannah are like, well, we're talking to her right now. Oh, well, I need to talk to her. We need to resolve this. And KK's like, fine. And they're like, no, like she needs to like give this man a break. And Marco's like, so should I go steal her back? And him and Hannah go and try to pull her. And unfortunately, we're seeing very real life situations like like fully going through this villa, because it happens all the time. You're trying to be the best friend, you're trying to be there for her, and she's going through bullshit in her toxic relationship, and at the end of the day you get caught in the middle. And so Keenan starts cussing out Hannah because KK says she'll talk to him, and she's over it. She's just like, there's no reason for you to be talking to me that way. And I agree with Hannah. And he's like, I'm sorry, I want to work this out. And KK's like, well, my hurt feelings aren't going away, so I can't help you there. You have to figure out how you're going to make this better. And Marco and Hannah go off and they talk, and she does describe the video, and it describes what happened in it. And she's like, she wants to be there for KK, but she can't at this point. It's too toxic. He was absolutely disrespectful for no reason. Again, it feels like he does not want KK to be supported, because then he cannot manipulate her. This entire episode felt like him trying to make her feel bad for what he did. Also waving away the stuff that he did as if it wasn't important. But it was important because it went against the boundary in your relationship. Whatever that relationship closed off, together, whatever that relationship was, you literally removed the boundary that your girl discussed with you for no reason other than you had to test a relationship. You could have tested that relationship, that connection all day long. Why did you have to sleep in the bed with her, especially after the first night? Because we're gonna get to it, but Carmen describes the video for him, and of course he comes up with a nice little excuse for the things that were being done in bed. Oh, I didn't fold. I was keeping her away from me. So if she was getting too handsy, Keenan, the first night, why did you keep testing the boundary night 2 and night 3? Why did you not go sleep on the day beds? You could have tested your connection all morning, afternoon, evening long. Your ass should have been on a day bed. Like, her boundary was you couldn't cuddle up with somebody in bed. That's ridiculous. TA says Keenan wants KK to forgive him, like when he wants her to. He wants to control. Yeah, it's giving controlling. Keenan was such a liar. He put all the blame on Naja like he wasn't encouraging it. Yeah, that it's easy to do. Naja's gone. That's why he didn't bring her back. Um, so Hannah does say it does look like he was getting she was getting handsy with him under the bed sheets. And Marcus like, I can't even tell you. I was sleeping outside on the day beds. And she's like, you were suffering. And he was like, yes. And she's like, I saw in the video you said to Hannah you didn't give you guys a fair shot. He said, yes, I said that because I was trying to have a mature conversation. But also, I did tell her that the Hannah that you get is never going to be the Hannah that she got because I am more invested in you, and I ended things. And they're just happy to be together. They want to spend tomorrow together alone and forget all the bullshit. And, you know, you can say a lot about them getting involved in Keenan and KK's relationship, but I'm glad they realized they need to focus on that. We'll say that. Cassie and Mattia talked, and she's just so upset. Like, she can't believe that he slept with someone else, he being Leo. Kenzo and Carmen talk. He's so upset he didn't close things off. He was so afraid she would come back with someone. We all know that wasn't happening because they're producer plans. I have to say this, guys. There is a poll currently on the app. On the poll, Hannah and Mark are leading. Fine. But in second place is Kenzo and Carmen. And I know we have a few bigger fish to fry, but guys, we can't let them get far. We can't let them get far. I'm sorry. It's annoying. Leo and Johnny talk. And he just says he feels horrible. He feels terrible. He can't believe he hurt her like that. And he's not trying to be closed off to Johnny, but he needs to figure out what he's going to do in the situation he's in. And you see, they weren't closed off because she brought someone back, but even still, he knows he hurt her. And at this point, he feels like he should give her space. Carmen and Keenan talk, and this is what she described what happened in the video. And she tells him, like, I think the biggest disappointment, Keenan, is why didn't you sleep outside on the day beds? Why couldn't you do that? Now he's saying, oh, yeah, you're right. That's my bad. Why does that need to be pointed out to you? Why did that need to be pointed out to you? He's like, oh, I should apologize for that. She's like, you know, at this point, it's giving toxic energy, toxic love. You guys have to do better than that. And he's like, yeah, well, I don't know about KK. And she basically like, you need to man up. You need to go fight for her. You need to get your bullshit together. Like, this is ridiculous. And I was like, tell him, Hannah, I still don't want you to touch anywhere near the finals. Sorry. Tell. And Keenan says, I just needed clarity. If KK wants to fix things, I will fight any battle. I was like, it don't look like you will fight any battle if she wants to fix things. You are barely even engaging in the conversations that need to be had to atone for what you did. You're still like kind of blaming her if KK wants to fix things. So the intonation is that KK's the one holding up y'all being back together instead of the fact that it's you. Next, we have a little chat between Taylor and Taylor S. and Bergie. Um, they really enjoy where they are. Some things to work on. Needs to teach him how to do more sexual stuff, and they're working on it. And good for them. Kissing lessons, all that stuff. Good for Bergie. We'll see how this grows. I'm not investing anything into a Bergie relationship until I see more. So there you go. Mike and Hannah O talk, and she wants to know, did he talk to Destiny? And so this is the part that I'm confused at, because Hannah O says that she knew that he and Destiny had a strong connection. Now, is it because he was talking about Destiny, or is it because she saw pieces of the show and saw that they had a strong connection? Because I'm confused later that Zay said he did not realize that Destiny and Mike had such a strong connection. It was weird. Shani says, I don't think I ever met someone contradict themselves constantly the way Keenan does. I said, Keenan just be chatting shit like consistently. Chat shit, chat shit, chat shit. And none of it makes any sense. Like, like, I don't know if it's his immaturity or what, but nothing he is saying and how he's moving line up. And half the time, stuff that he be saying don't line up with stuff that he's already previously said. So there's that. And so basically, he says that there was a connection there. He's acknowledging there was a connection between him and Destiny. He doesn't want to say that that's intruding on his connection with Hannah O. That still might be, possible for them to grow and it just be her. But he feels like he might need closure with him and Destiny. Trini says, I think she saw it because she came in after Casa People, so she probably saw a little bit more than everybody else. This is a fair assessment. This is a fair assessment. Because I was so confused. I was like, which episodes did they show y'all? Carmen is like, KK, how are you feeling? And she's like, I'm still really hurt. She's like, I can't do this. He needs to do some work. So right now the door is closed. And then we'll see. Carmen's like, the door is closed, but he has to knock to come in. And she's like, yeah, that part. Then they ask Cassie how she's doing, and she's just upset because she's like, you had an intimate moment with her, like after day 2. Things that we didn't even do. And so everything between us had to be fake. Like, and I had genuine feelings for you. You were my best friend. Like, I don't even know where to begin with that. And she's just like, he lost a bad bitch. Cassie standing on that he lost her. Destiny and Mike talk in the bathroom, and it consisted of Mike saying, "What's up?" and Destiny smiling. And I did go back and I saw where she did yesterday wink at him. He winked at her and she gave him a eye roll. So, and I did say it. I said, I don't know. I still see the connection there. So, and then Mike said, so what? You're going to give me the silent treatment. And Destiny just throws up her hands. And she did look genuinely confused. And the conversation later kind of makes sense of why she felt confused about what he did because of what she felt like he did in the recoupling. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to say this. Y'all that don't like Destiny just don't like her, and I get it. And stop trying to say it's because she's boring. Stop trying to say she's a bully. Stop trying to say she's mean. Stop trying to say she's not a girl's girl. All of that is bullshit. You don't like Destiny because Destiny don't move how you think she should move. Meanwhile, I see a lot of people mad that KK might be taking back Keenan and folding really quickly, and y'all want her to be like Destiny, but don't like Destiny being like Destiny, and it's bullshit. Because I just also saw on the app a survey asking everybody to rate the girls in the villa, and Destiny is under some of the girls from Casa Amor. You've got to be fucking kidding me. So just say you don't like her because she won't move how you want her to move. But I love her. And there's that. TA says, I was confused about Destiny and Mike's situation. Mike and Destiny seem like they both seem to have something still there. Yeah, and I said that yesterday. I saw it. I still see the connection. So like I said, I said it in my recap earlier yesterday. I can see if they either had to bring someone back or they just both brought somebody back because they felt like it, or they found connections that they felt like they wanted to continue to explore. I'm not mad at either one of them because, again, this is Love Island, so it kind of is what it is. But I see a lot of people discounting their connection, and they're like, oh, she needs to just stick with Zay. And I'm just like, for what? Like, it's Love Island. If she has a better connection with Mike, she should go with her connection with Mike. Neither of those guys are perfect. Both of them have issues on the outside, but a genuine connection is a genuine connection. And while I'm not saying her connection with Zay is not there or not good, I don't see it being as strong, maybe, as her connection with Mike. And even Charlene says Zay noticed it too, and that's what I'm saying. It like beyond that, I think he got a little bit insecure because not only what Sarah said, but then when you look, you see the connection between the two of them. TA says, I agree. I think her connection with Mike is better. Yeah, that's where we are right now. But we'll get more into their conversation. And so back to Taylor and Johnny in the bathroom where she's like, I'm not intimidated by Cassie. She wants me to be intimidated by her. I haven't seen Cassie look at, say, could be, I mean, this is an edited program. I don't think Cassie gives a goddamn about Johnny. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I haven't seen her say nothing about Johnny. Everything, all her heat has been sent to the right place. All her heat has been pushed to the right person, and that is Leo. So it sounds to me like Johnny is intimidated by Cassie. Because why are you even going through this? So I mean, it is edited, so maybe we didn't see that part that where she was throwing something at her. So I don't know. I'm gonna give her that slight benefit of the doubt, but I really don't think Cassie gives a damn about Johnny. to be fair. Hey, Divine Me. Yes, we were saying that yesterday's episode was epic. This was still a solid episode. So we move. Like I'm proud of them because the UK by this time ruined their season. So there's that. Uh, let's see. Um, Destiny and KK talk, and KK's like, I just want to sleep with Keenan, and Destiny's like, you're having a moment of weakness, and I was just like, thank God for Destiny. Like, Destiny has the patience of Job because at this point we know that Hannah has given up, but Destiny, you know, is able to really kind of get through to KK, and it's that like big sister vibe. Like, I'm not telling you to move like me, but you need to move a little bit more like me. And I think she got through to her because Keenan sleeps outside and KK sleeps in the bed by herself. And that's what needed to happen. He said he's in the doghouse. He should be in the doghouse. He should have been in the doghouse. You don't get cuddles after you've just been cuddling up with some rando girl in Casa Amor. Katrina says Keenan and KK would never work outside. He would have KK in the psych ward from a nervous breakdown. I don't think they would work outside. She even said they wouldn't work outside. She said she would block him, and I believe her on that one. But it's hard um, when you're, you know, in this villa. It's just hard. She would have to self eliminate to do what everybody wants her to do, which is to ignore Keenan. It's not like she has someone else there to occupy her time. Um, so the next morning, Imani and KK are doing yoga, and KK's just like her head and her heart are doing battle. She really misses him. Um, she's like, but you know, if this was the real world, she would block him, and so it's just gonna be hard. She would have to really leave because I really do think that she has strong feelings for that boy, and he doesn't deserve them. Not the way it'd be different if I was like, okay, I could see the potential of him doing better, focusing in on her more. Stop gaslighting her to make her think that she in some way made wrong decisions when it was you. But I don't know if he has it in him. I don't know if he has it in him. Leo and Mike talk, and he's like, I can't go back, and Leo saying this, I can't go back and fix this, but he wants to. Um, but he doesn't know what to do. So, you know, again, he's trying to give her space. Mike is like, yeah, you're in a pretty fucked up situation. Hannah and Marco are off by themselves, enjoying their time alone together. They're glad to have woken up with each other. They were way too long. Um, and they're just glad that they can get away from all the drama in the villa and just focus in on themselves. Johnny and Leo talk, and she just tells him you're being hard on yourself, and you care too much about what other people think. And he's like, I don't care about what other people think. I care about you and me and the person that I hurt. But I feel bad, and I'm sorry that I can't focus on you, but I can't focus on you. I'm trying to navigate this and figure it out. And she's like, oh, I understand. I'm just here for you. And she says she wants to be a ride or die for him in this situation. And I'm like, girl, ride or die after 3 days? Somebody slap these people. Come on. Cassie and Bergie talk, and TA says Cassie did not mention Johnny. Johnny was the one mentioning not wanting to be in a triangle. I do not think Cassie cares about her. I don't think she does either. She not in any of her conversations with either Leo, Mattia. She had a whole conversation with Bergie. She had multiple conversations with girls. She has not mentioned Johnny once at all. Divine Me says Leo going back to Cassie for real, for real. Yes, but will Cassie take him back is the question. What do we think? Um, so Cassie and Bergie are chatting, and Bergie says, "I thought that you would come back single," and Cassie's like, "I'm glad I didn't." And I said this yesterday. I was glad that she didn't. That I think that would have added way too much crap to this if she had left Mattia in the villa, in Casa Amor. Bergie says, "I'm glad you didn't though." Too. And Cassie is like, the problem is I still have such an like strong feelings for him, and so it just makes it hurt. And they're kind of observing KK and Keenan starting to chat together. KK sits down with him. I think he must have called her over, and she's like, "What's up?" And Keenan says, "Oh, I hope you're feeling good. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I want to work on this." And KK's just basically like, "Oh, you've got to show me." And so then he goes into his whole spiel of what actually happened in the video, which was a bunch of bull crap. And he says, "I don't deserve you." And Cassie and Bergie observing are like, she's going to go back to him for sure. And they're both like, they don't really want her to go back to him. He doesn't deserve her. Like, make the man work for it. Make him work for it. Um, KK and Keenan are still talking, and he's like, "I didn't do anything, but I still hurt you." And I was like, "You did a whole lot." Oh, Shanice, you and I said it at the same time. Like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? You did an insane amount, dude. And the fact that you don't see that what you did was wrong is why you guys are not going to work. Shirley says Keenan is delulu. He's got to be, or he's a. And I don't want to throw the word gaslighter on him, or narcissism, or not. I mean, he's still only what, like 22, 23, but this ain't cool. He needs to change his behaviors because this is giving, you're twisting everything to make her feel like she's the crazy one. Because, oh, it wasn't that bad. Like, I'm sure in his head he's thinking, I didn't fuck her like Leo did. I'm sure that's what he's thinking. Anyway, KK gives him the little open door, and he lays down in her lap like he's the one that got hurt. And I wanted to slap them both. I love KK. I understand. I get it. I really do. It's not going to be easy, but you got to make that man work. Otherwise, he's never going to change. Like this situation ain't past. Listen, even if they stay together, this situation ain't lasting past the villa. And I'm sorry. I do not see her and Kate and Keenan lasting. Not the way he is. He would have to become a totally different person outside the villa. Cassie and Mattia talk, and is it Cassie and Mattia? Oh no, Mattia and the guys from Casa are talking, and he says he's coupled up with a girl who broke up with her boyfriend, and I'm 29, and I'm not here to do that shit, and I'm just like, I want complete focus, and I get it. when you're older, you just can't deal with the bull crap because, like, I seriously, I get it. I every day I'm just like, this is why I can't date because fuck all of this. I'm not here for immaturity. I'm not here for drama. I'm not here to deal with other people's bullshit. Like, I'll make some concessions, but like literally, I can't be bothered. So I get it. But dude, you are on Love Island and you literally came back with a girl who had a strong connection in the villa. And even before you knew she was with somebody who slept with another girl, you should have been okay with the fact that it's possible she still had that connection there since you're so mature. And you either want to handle it and deal with it or you don't. Like, I think that's where we are. Either you're going to be understanding or you're not. And I'm not sure how you came on Love Island thinking that this was, you are not an OG. You are a Casa bomb. You are always going to get this in any situation that you came in. Sorry. Sorry. Um so I said, not Mattia being Charlie. Oh, just dumb. So Zay is also talking to them and he's like, yo, Destiny didn't tell me she made out with Mike. And I'm just like, was she supposed to? Now, if you're saying she didn't tell you she had a connection with Mike, again, I'm confused because like, what conversations did you guys have when you asked her who she was connected with? Because she said she forgot that she was with Jonah. Unless everybody was preparing to you that she was single, which I get. She was single. But what parts did y'all not see? Did they not show you? Because I'm confused. But we just see Mike and Destiny having a full on conversation. And Mike is like, what's up? Like, why are you upset at me? Like, you recoupled, I recoupled. Why are you mad at me? And she's like, I didn't like the way that it felt like you blew off our connection when Sarah was asking about it to you. And he's like, oh, I wasn't blowing off our connection. I just saw that you had recoupled and I had recoupled and you're getting to know Zay. I'm getting to know Hannah. I just thought that that's where we were. But that doesn't mean that I did not care about our connection. Um, So I just want to know, is the door closed for you between us? And she's like, is the door closed between you for you between us? And he's like, no, the door is not closed. I'm going to tell you what I said to Hannah. I'm just here to find the best connection. Whoever that is with, that is who I will be with at the end. And I believe that things happen, are meant to be, are meant to be. So if we are meant to be together, we will come back together. And um, you're going to get to know Zay. I'm going to get to know Hannah. But that doesn't mean that our connection is close. And she's like, okay. And so this does make me understand why she reacted the way she reacted the night before. Because if he to Sarah was blowing off whatever they had prior to the villa, like his words weren't matching their connection. And then the minute that they're alone, like the minute that he's stealing glances from her, he's winking at her. The minute that they're alone, he's there still flirting with her. And like what's up between you and me? I get her being like kind of like, wait, what the frick is going on? Did you like me or not? Because it's like, what happened? What's happening here? So I totally understand why she reacted the way she reacted. And as I said earlier, I really do think that her and Mike still have something. I don't know, guys. I like their connection just a little slightly better. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Shadi says, I like how Mike handled the convo. Very different from the other guys who were just scared to have the conversation. Period. And he has always been that way. I think he's very open about what he wants. Which is why I think it's a little hard to hate on him for what he wants. And again, I'm not mad at how he moved because again, they were only coupled up. They weren't even coupled up. They never were coupled together. They were only had their connection for like 2 days. But I do feel like their connection between the two of them has been the best connection. So there's that. So somebody else said something about them. I'm trying to go back. Um, did I? Let's see. Carmen says, "Who is Destiny actually interested in? Because it's almost over." Um, I mean, we still got about 15 or 16 days. So what's almost over? That's 2 weeks. Literally, people get coupled up 2 days before finale and can go. So I don't know. Like I think there's still time for them to figure it out. We haven't even hit a recoupling past Casa yet. There will be one. Shanice says, I think Mike is the right one for Destiny because he's not intimidated by her. I agree on this one. I agree on that one. I think he's the only one who's not been, because just for the simple fact, remember, Harrison refused to have a conversation with her. Marco bowed out. Um, Jonah had no balls to have a conversation with her. The only one who has given any effort and the fact that he kept saying, no, me and Destiny still have a connection to Hannah says to me that there could be something there. Carmen says that's because Mike doesn't really like her. I don't believe so. Mike could not focus on her, ignore her, and keep it moving. I really do think he likes her. Mike seems to flirt more. They haven't shown Destiny and Zay flirting back and forth. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that I think that's what I keep saying. They have a really her and Zay have like a really good connection. They just don't have the chemistry that I'm seeing, and I think it's that. It's like she can be very flirty. He's not bringing that out of her. They're just there. And he's also younger, which I think is like while he probably is a lot more mature. We see how the way like he talked to Keenan, like you just got to fight for her, bro, and all this stuff. And he's been in the military. He might be a lot more mature than a lot of the guys in the villa. I just not seeing him bring out those sides. And she does say this. She says, you know, they both speak to different sides of her. And that's important because which side is more important? Which side is going to develop more? She does ask him, did you even think about me? And he's like, did I say I didn't think about you? He's like, I thought about you a number of times. So I do believe him here. I don't think he has to say this. Like, it's not like Destiny wasn't at the bottom of the villa when he came in. He literally could just move on with Hannah and keep it moving. Jordan says Destiny needs to stick with Zay. Mike is playing games. Divine Me says Destiny and Mike couple up. Charlene says Destiny did tell Zay she was going to give him 100 until Mike flirts again. Ah, Mike doesn't even like women that look like Destiny. Does Zay? Have you looked at Zay's social media activity? Mike knows Destiny is popular. Where? How's that Destiny popular? He had to help save her from a public vote. Rachel says, I think Destiny likes Mike's energy more. I agree. Okay, so back to we got a couple pages left. Some more conversations. Back to Leo and KK talk, and he says he missed her. And she's like, I missed you too. And she tells him she's still there for him, even though he messed up. And fair. I will say this. I am glad that KK did that because I think it will help him release whatever it is so he can focus on what he needs to focus on because he's acting like a not even a child, just like sulking around or like a child that like you slap their hand and he's on timeout. It's like, oh, stop sulking. You made a decision, lie in it, man up. And then I don't like the next couple conversation. I don't even know who Keenan was talking to, but he's like, "Oh, KK's upset, but I'm gonna let her have it." And it's like, "Yeah, you're gonna let her have it because she has a right to be upset." Like, why do we keep having to go through this in a circle, Keenan? Why is it that we're still discussing that KK has a right to be upset? So Zay does pull Destiny at in the night to say, why didn't you tell me about you making out with Mike and your connection? And Destiny's like, well, I mean, it really didn't have anything to do with us, but I'll tell you now. So we had something, but it wasn't that much, and now we just had a conversation. He pulled me to have or I pulled him to have a conversation about what was going on, and he expressed that he's still interested in exploring that connection, and I'm not sure if I'm still interested in exploring that connection. And so Zay tries to make like an analyzation here. Oh, you weren't confident in the connection you had with him, so you brought me back. And she's like, no, my connection with him had nothing to do with it. Why I brought you back. I felt confident in our connection, which is why I brought you back. I wanted to explore more with you, and so I brought you back. Had nothing to do with him. Um, and I just want you to know I'm going to give you 100%. So I think everything she's saying here again, she's like one of the most mature people in the villa. I think everything she's saying here is sound. Because really, those are the things that work. If you're focused on, and I think this is a little bit of his immaturity coming out. If you're focusing on her connection with this guy, it's Love Island. You're going to be dating multiple people at the same time. If you're focusing on her connection with somebody else, you're not focusing on your connection with her and growing that. So next we see Carmen, Cassie, Imani, and Hannah chit chatting, and they're basically like that she's got to confront Leo, and that it's the fact that he hasn't pulled her yet to have a conversation is ridiculous. But it also speaks volumes. And she's like, yeah, he's just mad he lost a bad bitch. And they're like, well, you're gonna have to go be a bad bitch and go confront him. So Cassie just go to Leo and says, can we talk? And he does try to explain things, but to me, guys, he really put his like just put his foot in his mouth, like, oh, I just tried to build a deeper connection with her, And Cassie's like, deeper for real. Okay. And Johnny and the Taylor Square were talking, and they're like, did you see that Cassie pulled Leo for a chat? And she's like, yeah, they need to sort their shit out. And then he says, like, I thought about you the entire time. She's like, you thought about me when you had sex with her? And he's like, no, 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 not then. And she's like, well, is your connection with her better than what we had? And he's gonna say no. She's like, but then you slept with her. Like, we didn't even sleep together. So how do you sleep with someone you barely know that the connection's not better? I thought that you were my best friend. I missed you the entire time. And then she brings up the bracelet she left him. And she's like, did you have my bracelet on? He's like, no. He's like, returns it to her. And he's ITMs, I'll always want Cassie. Um, and while I have a great connection with Johnny, I still want my best friend. And then to Cassie, he says, you're still the one I want. And Cassie's like, bro, you lost me. You literally lost me. And he just like puts head in head. I'm like, I don't know what he expected. I don't, what? I don't know what he was thinking. His words were going to, like, what are you thinking, dude? There's no way. There's no way. And Rachel says here what I think. I think Cassie's done. I do. Like, he would have to work so hard. It's not enough that y'all have a connection. Like, it, absolutely ridiculous. Cassie's facial expressions were hilarious. They were, because the stuff he was saying was mind blowing. Leo pissed me off in his confessional. Like, if we think that Keenan is Delulu, Leo's lost his mind. I think the whole thing, he's lost his mind. So then Cassie and Mattia talk, and boy, oh boy, I kind of just was like, ugh. Like, dude, are we really going through this? He says, um, she says outwardly to him, I know I put a wall up. And Mattia's like, I just don't know how I'm supposed to move. I feel like I'm with a girl who just broke up with her boyfriend. So should I get to know other people? And she's like, dude, it's not even been 24 hours. Like, what do you want from me? Yes, you're with somebody who just broke up with somebody. I just found out that he fucked another girl. And I just found this out for sure, for real, for confirmation. So I have a lot of feelings tied to that. And yes, I did put up a wall. But if you don't like the wall that I put up, fine, go explore. I don't know what you want from me. I can't help it. Like, it's not even 24 hours yet. And here are some valid comments about Mattia and his reaction. Come on, Mattia, says Divine Me. Cassie needs to process everything that happened. For real. Rachel says, Mattia was pissing me off. Like, it hasn't even been 24 hours. Give her a second to process. Mattia just wants an excuse to move to other women, and I'm glad Cassie told him to move ahead. For real, because I don't understand what he's thinking. I don't get it. Yes, Rachel, Mattia, Demami says Mattia wants to explore Johnny. I don't know about Johnny. I could think Hannah, maybe. I don't know about Johnny. Let's see. Any other like, I just. Shani says Leo literally has Johnny thinking they have a better connection just to tell Cassie he doesn't. Like, what? That was mind blowing. But also, remember, the guys are the ones that forced him to bring Johnny back because he was going to leave her dead there. So that's kind of not surprising. JP says that Leah only picked Johnny after Carmen mentioned the video. Okay, I need to explain to you people because I've seen a number of comments on Twitter and in here about this. You can't do that. That's not how it works. When you go into a recoupling, you have to tell producers who you are going to pick so that they can do the order of picking and recoupling. So you can't just go up there and somebody say something different and you change your mind and say, you know what, let me not screw this up, or let me not like make myself look stupid and pick somebody else or not pick somebody else. That's not how that worked. Leo had already expressed that between the guys that he was going to have to bring Johnny back. Keenan was never bringing back Naja. I literally think there's a video of him watching KK walk in. I literally think he was hoping she would have brought somebody back so he could flame her and have every right to move on if he wanted to. That's what he thought was going to happen. Charlene says this is not Leo's first rodeo. He just got caught on national TV. Absolutely. These Casa people really be thinking they made people fall in love with them in 2 days when these people have had several long weeks of connections. Delulu. Absolutely. Brandy says, please make sure you like this video. Thank you, Brandy. Where did I read what at? The fact that the producers are told who by each participant that they who or they will be recoupling. Past Islanders have said it in multiple seasons. Season 3, season 2, they have to submit who they're going to. In the UK, same thing. That's how it works. You can't just choose on the spot. That's not how that works. Leo probably picked Johnny because of what happened between them. That's absolutely why he did that. That's absolutely why he did that. The guys made him feel guilty because he was being an idiot, but he didn't like. He literally told Cassie that their connection wasn't better. But meanwhile, the entire time he was like, "Oh, she's 100%," while Cassie's 80%. Guys, remember that? He said Johnny was 100%. And was giving him the extra 20% that he wasn't getting from Cassie because Cassie was only 80%. I ain't forget. The North remembers. So Leo and Johnny do have a final conversation for the night. And he says, I'm not going to lie. My feelings that I've had for her are still there. And this situation has me stuck. I'm sorry for that I can't move past it. And she's like thinking, and he's like, what's going through your head? She's like, I'm just trying to figure out what's best for me. Where are you at with her? He's like, well, she's getting to know her connection from Casa, Mattia, and I'm here. And she's like, is the door still open for you? And he's like, I'm going to be truthful. It is. And she's like, oh. And so she ITMs. Everything is different than when a few days ago when we were in Casa. I'm not on a pedestal anymore. I'm not a prized possession. I'm an option. I don't know how to deal with that. I'm like, yeah. Well, and he says, welcome to Love Island. Welcome to Love Island. Yo, guys. Yo, this this situation. Woo! Divine says the 20% Johnny gave Leo is sex. At this point, because what else could it be? What else could it be? Crazy. Listen, we have in the next episode, he got two girls crying. I don't know what's going on in this villa, but episodes are still good, and we're still here, guys. Listen, thank you for joining me. We will be back tomorrow. I don't even know. Like, I'm just trying to watch and not have too much emotional feelings towards these people. Um, but like normally I would be devastated about this Keenan KK situation. But I have learned to guard my own heart and steel myself for the bullshit. So whoever comes out this villa comes out this villa. I know who I need to get to the end. I know which girls I want to get to the end. It's just whichever guys they're going to bring with them. And so there's that. But I am going to tell you guys, we need to get Carmen and Kenzo out of this villa. That's it. TDP says, Johnny, girl, please. Listen, you want to talk about delusional. She thinks Cassie worried about her. I see her name has not come out of this girl's mouth. Period. Period. Shardy says, these are the questions you should have asked yourself before you slipped inside of me, Johnny. I mean, I guess that whole pedestal thing was a big deal for her because she's like at this point she's being knocked back to solid ground. She didn't even think any of this was possible. That's crazy. And I don't feel like Leo was ever really lying to her, which is the other crazy part. I just feel like he just felt like an intense connection, and that was it. Oh wow. Divine Me says after UK season I'm detached. I'm telling you. People still talking about Catherine and Scott, and I'm like, I'm over it, guys. Like, let's move on. Catherine's happy. I don't know what Scott said, so I'm good. Rachel says, I don't rock with any of these couples. Oh, that is sad. Still a good season, though. I get it, but still a good season. I will say that. Which normally, if I'm not rocking with the couples, I'm like, this is a terrible season. But I will say, this is still a good season. It's just, you just got to watch it for the drama and the messiness and the trash that it is, because that, like, at this point, what else? We cannot be here for love, guys. We can't be here, especially in the U.S. In the U.S., we cannot be here for love. They giving these people 6 weeks for this bullshit. So I don't know what to tell you. Oh, Rachel says it's good for drama, just not for love. Nope. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. And again, as Shanleen says, thank you and have a good night. And also follow me on everywhere at Entertainment in Color, Twitter, Facebook. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Spoutable. I'm on Threads. I'm on Spill. I'm on all of the social medias. And yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow for the next episode, and then of course we're on break on Wednesday. I did check again. They said no Wednesday episode this time. And then I have some other pods coming out this week. I'm doing a Big Brother one. I have to get with Janelle, find out when we're going to do that one. And Thursday we'll be here for the Bachelorette. We'll discuss hometowns and the men tell all from tonight. And yeah, oh Jesus. Yeah. Well, listen, I unfollowed her after that whole thing. So Rachel asked, "Can we discuss Deb next live?" We're going to discuss it because I like real quick right now because I don't even. First of all, the podcast she is on, I do not watch it. Those women talk a lot of bullshit and then smile in those girls' faces when they come off the show. So I do not watch that podcast. That being said, I unfollowed Deb a while ago after the podcast that Serenity, her, all the OG girls from that season did on Zeta's channel, and I don't like how they treat Serenity. And so I unfollowed her from then. So if you guys do not know, Deb was on the a certain podcast. I won't say the name because the last time somebody said their name or showed pieces of it, they reported that the person's channel and video. So fuck them. I'm not even going to say their name. But they're two ex-islanders, and I don't got nothing good to say about those two. And well, one of them I kind of like, the other one I do not. And they were trying to down Destiny, talk about that Destiny don't have the amount of degrees that she has, that she's not even talking scientific talk in the villa. Like, Deb, what do you do outside of here? As far as I know, you're just an influencer. What would you know about her multiple master's degrees? So even if she was spouting scientific conversations, would you understand them? So she's saying that Destiny's degrees are capped, and she's lying about her degrees. So yes, she's been getting the side eye from me for a while now. I unfollowed her on Instagram. I ain't got nothing nice to say about Deb. To me, she's just showing her true self. TA says, "Oh yeah, I saw Deb on there. Wow." TDP, what? Stop. Following Deb a while ago. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's the energy on that podcast. I don't even subscribe or ascribe or anything to it, because even I don't watch the interviews no more. Like, nothing about that podcast is good. Divine Me says, because they are the most stupid podcast hosts I've ever seen. They're not good. And I don't do interviews yet, but I know whenever I get to that point, it will definitely be better than that. Why would she lie on about that on TV? I have no clue. And the thing is, she's older, so why? Like, she doesn't have to lie about that. Some of these people don't even have jobs. They live in their mama's basement. Bergie is a Dairy Queen manager. You literally can come on there and say anything that you want. There's no point in lying. Shawnee said it. That's all I have to say. All right, guys, that's it for me. Good night. Fun for the last time. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.